Thanks.
Excuse me. Your curtain. Please allow me to help.
Help? From you?
I didn't mean to offend. I just thought you should know that you're...
That I should know what? That some privileged white guy thinks his opinion matters? Get over your entitlement. I'm not some damsel in distress waiting for you to ride in on your high horse.
Oh my God.
It's the most emotional experience that a person can go through to know that what they're working on is something that has reached a generation of people.
And if you disagree with this sentiment, just hit the unfollow button. I don't need your business.
What would you say to those who are just kind of overly critiquing the film at this point? You've worked so hard on it.
I'm getting on a coffee here. Yeah, hold on.
All right.
You know, I don't need your business. You know what? Maybe Disney does. Maybe you're a tool, you're a pawn in this film. You didn't write it. You didn't direct it. You have nothing to do with the creation of Snow White.
Right.
You should shut up and do the job.
And I can only hope that despite my flaws, and despite my cracks and my breaks, and there are many of them, that at every premiere and everything I do, people will wait in line to see.
Disney just took a massive $270 million gamble on a fairy tale remake and ended up with a historic faceplant. The culprit behind the chaos? Rachel Zegler, the Gen Z Snow White who went from breakout star to box office disaster in under 2 years. This was meant to be Disney's big triumph. Instead, it turned into a full-blown nightmare. A disaster that could haunt the studio for a decade and leave fans and critics questioning everything about their remake formula.
It got destroyed at the box office. Here's the box office numbers. The Minecraft movie made $60 million on Saturday. Snow White made $2 million.
Let's talk about the numbers for a moment. The live-action Snow White cost Disney nearly $270 million to make, plus another $100 million for marketing. And what did they pull in on opening weekend? A paltry $43 million in the US and just $87 million worldwide. That's not just a flop, that's a Titanic-level sinking dot. For perspective. Even Dumbo, yes, Dumbo, made more at the box office, and now analysts are saying Disney could lose as much as $115 million on this complete train wreck.
This is no ordinary apple, my dear. It's a magic wishing apple. A wishing apple? You offer it to me freely. In place of the patriarchy, you would have a queen! Not white, but diverse, inclusive, and equitable! I will become the leader I know I can be! All shall love me and despair!
Oh, what has she done to you? Fear not. First love's kiss can break any curse.
But how did things get so bad? Well, enter Rachel Zegler, talented voice, sure, but Disney's decision to cast a Latina Snow White triggered a cultural firestorm right out of the gate. Critics cried foul, screaming, "She's supposed to be white as snow!" Disney kept quiet, but Rachel herself quickly fanned the flames. Her casting sparked a series of controversies that she couldn't keep quiet about, and soon she was at the center of a media firestorm.
No one on the right side of America can stand the star of this movie.
Weird.
I would highly advise that you boycott this film, no matter how much your children love Snow White.
At a 2022 expo, Rachel called the original prince a stalker and said the 1937 classic was outdated with too much of a focus on romance. Fans who had grown up loving the original Snow White were taken aback. Instead of backing her role with excitement, Rachel alienated many fans who were already skeptical. Online, she quickly became the symbol of woke Hollywood overreach. Memes, takedowns, and viral clips calling her girl boss Snow White flooded social media, and she couldn't escape the backlash.
Oh, really? Are you having trouble paying your bills, Rachel? Did Steven Spielberg not pay you for your role in West Side Story? Did Disney fail to give you a healthy paycheck for, cry me a river. She's just exactly everything that we can't stand.
But then the on-set drama began. Insiders claim Rachel and co-star Gal Gadot weren't just rivals on screen, they were clashing in real life. Their major third-act showdown scene reportedly took a staggering 25 takes. Sources say they argued over direction, tone, and even the dialogue. And the result? That big battle scene? It got cut from the final movie. All that time and effort gone. Rachel was reportedly furious, claiming it was her best performance. But in the end, the scene didn't make the cut.
For remaking the movie, they just got rid of the dwarfs. Okay,
but what do they call them?
Why would they get rid of the dwarves, though?
Magical creatures.
But they have one token dwarf amongst these magical creatures. You actually just went backwards. You actually just erased the dwarfism side of it. The disability, like we're a disability group, you just erased that whole image. The argument should have been from Peter Dinklage, there's power of being on TV, there's power of television, and to put 7 people with dwarfism on camera in a major Disney movie, there's still power there. If the story is offensive, change the story, don't change the characters.
It gets worse. Disney made the controversial decision to ditch the 7 dwarfs entirely, replacing them with CGI magical creatures after actor Peter Dinklage criticized the original portrayal of dwarfs as outdated and offensive. But that move backfired spectacularly. The dwarfism community wasn't happy with the change, and fans absolutely hated the CGI goblins. The result? CGI creatures so cringeworthy, fans called them a visual crime that completely destroyed the film's visual identity.
I am walking into Snow White, 2 p.m., now seating. Let's see how empty it is. I hope it's off the book we go. I hope. Sound like I hear a couple of people. One, two. Okay. 2.
And then, the endless reshoots began. Disney spent years tinkering with the script. The third act was filmed in 2022, then again in 2024. But it never came together. Continuity issues, pacing problems, mood clashes, and in the end, the movie still felt like a disjointed mess. This constant reworking couldn't save it from its fate. The damage was done.
To stand there 18 hours in a dress of an iconic Disney princess, I deserve to be paid for every hour that it is streamed on.
And Disney knew it. They started pulling back, canceling the UK premiere and scaling down the press tour. Rumors began circulating that Snow White might skip Disney Plus entirely. Some insiders suggested it was about saving money, while others believed Disney was trying to bury the film before it poisoned their streaming platform. The silence from Disney only fueled the fire. They seemed desperate to distance themselves from the flop.
I can also be having the greatest time and simultaneously wishing people would stop sending me death threats.
I know this point has been made, but this truly is the worst casting maybe in the history of the film industry.
Even insiders turned on Rachel. Jonah Platt, the son of producer Mark Platt, publicly lashed out at Rachel, accusing her of tanking the movie with her activism and diva behavior. He claimed she hijacked promo events to push her own political views, forcing his father to fly cross-country just to deal with her. The tension was palpable, and it was clear that things had spiraled out of control.
There's something wrong with her. She's disturbed, she's unhappy, and she thinks it's about feminism and the patriarchy and about abortion. But the reality is she's just not stable, like the majority of people in Hollywood. They're just not stable human beings.
And the ratings? A complete bloodbath. Rotten Tomatoes, a brutal 44%. IMDb, a jaw-dropping 1.9/10, with 91% of users giving it a single star. Some critics argued it was just a case of review bombing due to Rachel's outspoken political views. Regardless, the damage was undeniable, and the film's reputation crumbled fast. And then The Simpsons dropped the nuke. Their latest episode parodied Rachel in a savage mockery of the film called Snow Woke, the reimagining. The character bans princes, lectures villagers, and watches her movie flop in an empty theater before having a full meltdown on live TV.